President Trump basically signaled to his followers that he doesn't want them to vote by mail, and they've taken his cue. Democrats have been like, vote by mail, vote by mail. So here's one scenario for the election night. We get the results from the people who voted in person. And it looks like Trump is leading in states like Pennsylvania and Michigan and so on. And then day by day, the votes that were mailed in get counted and processed. And day by day, Trump's lead dwindles, and then Biden takes the lead. Do you think Trump is going to sit back and say, well, I guess that's how it turned out? He's going to say, look, you can see them. They're stealing the election from me. Every day they're stealing it. So that to me is the most worrisome thing, is that the way the votes unfold in terms of reporting, with Democrats voting by mail and their votes not really being processed until after the election day, and the Republicans voting in person and their votes being processed immediately on election day, it'll sort of look like Trump won the election, but then every day Biden's vote is growing, and he will tell his supporters, and Sean Hannity will tell them as well on Fox News, see, he told you they would steal the election, and they're doing it. So I pray that whatever the verdict is, it'll be clear on election night who won. One good thing is that Florida reports very early. They're in the Eastern time zone. They report early on election night, and they process the ballots that come in by mail in advance, so that we'll have a pretty complete count out of Florida on election night. And if Biden carries Florida, there's almost no way for Trump to win. There's almost no path to a majority in the Electoral College for Trump that doesn't lead through Florida. So that alone may be all the news we need. But who says Trump's going to lose Florida? Or who says that even when all the votes are counted in Florida, it won't be so close that there's a series of recounts? I mean, we're facing so much uncertainty. And what you want out of an election is certainty. Like, okay, we know who won.
You need a ray of sunshine here.
We do.
We do. Is that this year, they're figuring that 96, 97% of the ballots cast will have a paper trail. That is huge if it comes to a recount. Because ideally it won't be that close and won't have to happen. But if you've got somebody feeling like a state was stolen, and we've been just talking about the presidency, you've got Senate races that are very important as well. There is going to be a way to recount. Again, it's going to stretch out over time. And we saw in 2000, there's a process for that. The state first has to decide what the legitimate count is and submit that level of that slate of electors. If it's challenged, there could be another slate of electors. And then what happens? Well, there's a process for that. The Supreme Court did not let that process carry out last time, but it goes to the House of Representatives. And the House of Representatives breaks out by state delegations, and they sort out which of those electoral slates is the final electoral slate from that state. So there is a process. We will have a good paper trail. Hopefully, we will get it right.